Christmas and happy Homebrew Wednesday. It is a Wednesday here. It's the 23rd of December, and I'm drinking a beautiful little hazy beer from Main Brew Guy. And it's tasty indeed. That's a nice beer, Gary. All right. Well, I just wanted to do a quick little thank you, little Christmas wishes. I did get a beer mail that I want to share real quick, so I'll do this. It came from someone that's become a really dear friend to me, and I'll share this. It's from Exit 12 Brewing, actually, the whole crew. And I was talking back and forth with Nick Lesagor, a.k.a. Legosaur, as in a dinosaur with big legs. He knows what that means. And so, at any rate, I thanked him, and there's just a funny comment I gotta share. I said to him, wow, that was a surprise. I'm kind of speechless. And part of his reply back said, and you? Speechless? Bullshit, lol. Because that is so worth sharing. And Nick knows me too well, actually, I think. But what I meant to say was I didn't have the words to thank him, and so I thank you, Nick. But I also think it comes from a group. So I also thank Katie, his wife, and also Brandon Delakai, if I'm saying that right. They've been very supportive, and I know that I've during all this interesting time gotten a lot of greetings and questions, and seeing how Barbara and I have been doing. So if you looked at my last video and all the fun stuff that's happened for us this year, he's actually been around part of that and been a very supportive person. And he's really a special guy, so I appreciate him. Now, he sent me a beer mail, and it was in response to my video. So first thing I have to do is a little disclaimer, okay? I did not make that video to try to get stuff. I want to be really clear. And another person asked if I wanted beers. I don't think it was in that spirit, but it could have been tinged that. And that's Carl Oppenheimer, who's close. And Carl and I haven't met yet. And I look forward to that day, Carl, when we can meet, because he's just on the east side of Portland. And how fun that would be. And he made just this amazing, amazing stout that kind of blew my socks off. It was so good. And he's made actually some super good beers. But he's further along than me, actually, I have to say. Newer to brewing than me, I think about 3, maybe 4 years now. And but he's doing water chemistry and everything else. And so he's just very sharp and doing a great job with his beers. So I know that Nick thought I've seen everything in here, but really I was waiting, so I'd be surprised when I open it up. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So first he had these hidden ones I thought was part of the packing. I'm glad he mentioned he had hidden stuff, because I went looking a little further. I've not done lots of flavorings, but this one is like a Fuji apple flavoring. So that could be interesting. I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know if you could, but if you could get like barely a drip directly in a beer and see what it would do. And maybe even for a stout, like see, this one's gingerbread. I could take one of my stouts and put a drop of gingerbread, but that might be too much. We'll see. But those should be fun. So I'll set those aside. But bear with me, because I'm going to have to start opening these, and I'll just edit that out. Oh well, I'll have to show you this. I've learned I'm going to have to drink this like right away. But this is a commercial beer. It's a sour ale. And I know that these are probably pricey, Nick. And this is from Trillium Brewing. He loves Trillium. It's their... I can't remember. I can't see. This is Cuvée et Trialt. Sure. But it's an American wild ale aged on Cabernet Sauvignon grapes and black currants in oak barrels. So these sours, for me, you need to drink them soon. I'm not into aging these, but I know that this is not a small thing. This is a coveted beer. So this I'm gonna have to get into very soon. All right. Okay, I'm gonna dig in here again. Oh, this one's kind of unique. I mean, this is one of their home brews. It's they're, if I did say it, they're from Exit 12 Brewing, and you can find their YouTube channel. And I've talked about them many times. I'll put a link down. It's Always Faithful. Has Semper Fidelis. It's a West Coast India Pale Ale. 2018 Veterans Blend hops. So that should be interesting. Wow, that should be cool. 16-ounce cans, that's pretty cool. Okay, this is another one of the same thing. So cool. We can maybe set up a dual review there. Okay, so he told me a little bit about this in his note, or maybe in one of our texts. Juice Machine. Yeah, it's American Double IPA, 8.2%. It's from brewed in Massachusetts, the Treehouse Brewing Company. They are renowned for their IPAs, and this was kind of a rare one, but they're producing it more. So thank you for this. This will be a treat. This will have to be a beer review for sure. He had a little surprise in here. Really kind of threw me. And he explained, he included a rainbird. I mean, seriously, check that out. So we did talk about that today, actually. And it's also somewhat in his notes. And so he said, I remember in one of your Brew Day videos with Colin, you mentioned the possibility of having a second inkbird. So we gifted you ours. We don't get much use out of it. It's only been used a handful of times, and we think it's something you might be able to utilize for fermenting a second beer. They've gone to where they have a fermentation fridge. It kind of limits them to one beer at a time, but and so they're temperature controlling that, as opposed to using an inkbird. So I sent that along. But so thank you for that. If you go to something else, Nick, though, along the way and you want it back, just let me know and I'll ship it right back to you. But I thank you for that. As I said, I'm going to start doing some meads, and I just got messages from a mead guy just today, a whole bunch of them, and I might have to add a blackberry mead to my list of meads that I want to make this year. I think I'm going to be making quite a few meads until I can get brewing again. That should be really fun. But I also wanted to take a minute just to thank some of my dear friends. I've got kind of a core group of BrewTuber family that I spend a lot of time with doing things with. The first one, of course, is Josh Hoover, Man Bear Pig, my nephew, and what a joy that he hopped in along like early on to my brew tubing and got involved himself. And he's been, you may not know, he's just such a core person in BrewTubers, particularly when it comes to working with SG Pro Challenge, and a joy to have a relationship, such a good relationship with a nephew. And I treasure that, I truly do. So thank you, Josh, and also to Michelle. And the next people are, oh, do you remember these guys? The next one is to the Poor family, to Stephen and Mary Poor, better known as SJ Poor and MM. And they too are people I talk to more than anyone here could ever imagine, because it's every week and multiple times through the week. And they're part of my family, my extended family for sure. And I do love them. And but that keeps going. I've got also within that whole crew, we've got Gary Fortin. And Gary's meaningful. I've talked about that last time. So he's Main Brew Guy. Check out his channel. Also, Steve and Lori Mertz. And Steve Mertz, of course, is the Sasquatch Brewery. And it was fun. He's visited up here twice, and I've gotten to get down to Houston to spend some time with him. But Steve's just a wonderful guy, full of humor, and I just appreciate. He's a heartfelt guy, another heartfelt guy, good guy. And then there's Mike Dean, and Mike Dean's part of this family, and you watch, because his wife Heather's going to end up in a video soon. That's what I've heard. And Mike's a great guy. He's of course the Dean's List home brewery. And then, of course, the guy we hear less from these days, but still dear to my heart. And I enjoyed his 50th birthday party, which he knows all about. And that was for Lermo 22. So, Lermo, Merry Christmas to you and to your wife. And she's a sweetie. And so, anyway, so very close people that I'm in contact with frequently. Also, one other person that's in that really close list, or a few that are in that close list. One is my good friend Brad Pico, better known from the early days in Under the Table Brewing, and Brad's a special guy, and you want to talk about people with big hearts. Brad's one of those people. He truly is. And then, of course, from the family here, so to Nick and Katie Lesagor, and to Brandon Delakai, Merry Christmas to you. A few other people, though, who have been great. Some have video channels, some don't. Not always in contact with everyone. I can't mention everyone, but I'm going to just go through a few people. One locally, again, I mentioned Carl Oppenheimer. Carl, I look forward to getting together with you. Dennis Harding, who's been a SJ Pour Challenge winner type, and he's a great little brewer. Grant Baker down in New Zealand. Grant, special greetings, my friend. I love you, brother, and I understand where you're at and in life and all the challenges that we've been facing this year, everybody, but some special challenges there. Also to people like Matt at Rec Brewery, Woodshed Brewing, Jay Garr, hops in frequently, Clive, the Norfolk hillbilly, Wego Carlson, great guy, Ian Carroll over in the UK, Hard Yards Brewery, Nathan Pico, Paulie Detmers. We've been chatting with him lately. Yeah, he does kind of lawnmower stuff now, but he's still out there. Lou Brew was an early viewer. Cheshire Homebrew over there. So many more. Also, I'll mention one new guy I've just been writing messages back and forth with today, and that's on Rumbly. Looks like rumble.com, but Rumbly, and I post my stuff up there now as well, and that's the Norse Meadery. So go check him out. He's got a bunch of mead videos that I want to go back and watch, and he's been asking questions about some of my meads. But so many other people in the community, just lots of you out in the community. I wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas, Merry Holidays, a Happy New Year as that's coming. You know, this is going to be a different year for a lot of people. And this is going to be a challenging year for a lot of people. Some of you are not going to be seeing family or with family. Use whatever means you have to get in contact with them, to keep connection to people. Make it special. Make it special in your own way. You know, we don't have to be fully isolated. I am going to be fortunate to have my son Colin and 3 grandsons come over on early on Christmas Eve before he does some of his own traditions at home. And but I won't be gathering with all the others this year. Everyone's playing safe with COVID, but I will be connecting via video. And so I hope that you spend some special time with the people that you love, your friends, and you make the best of it, because that's all that we can do. Make the best of this time. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Cheers, everyone. Catch you next time.